Hello all, in today's video we are going to see use case and its type. First of all, let us know what is use case. The use case concept was first introduced by Ivar Jacobson, and its definition is use cases are text stories of some actor using a system to meet out the system goals. And one thing we have to keep in mind, the use case are not diagram, they are only text. And one more information, the use cases can be represented using oval symbol. And as the use cases or the text scenarios, it may contain either successful scenario or failure scenario. Let us better understand the use case with an example. Next gen POS system. Next gen POS system is abbreviated as next generation point of sale system, which is nothing but a computerized application used to record the sales and handle the payments. It can be used in any retail stores or any shops which involves billing using a software. So, in order to successfully record the sale and to handle the payment, it requires hardware components such as computer, barcode scanner, and we need the software to calculate the bill and to calculate the and to handle the payment. In addition to the hardware and software component, we additionally need an interface such as third-party tax calculator and an inventory control. We need the third-party tax calculator to calculate the tax for each and every sale, and inventory control to update the stock list every day. And these system must be relatively fault tolerant. Fault tolerant in the sense, even if the remote services such as inventory systems are not available, even though the system is not available, our POS system should be capable of capturing the sale and handling the payment. Use cases in the next gen POS system, some of them are listed here: process sale, handle return, process rental, and many more. Let us consider this process sale alone. Process sale is nothing but an use case, and the use case should be start with a verb followed by a noun or an object. Here, process is a verb and sale is a noun. When considering the further use cases, handle is a verb, return is an object, process is a verb, rental is an object. So keep in mind, use case should always start with an action verb. It should not start with any other physical objects or noun. As I said in the video, as I said earlier in the video, we are going to see about 3 use case formats. First one is brief, second one is casual, and third one is fully dressed. Let us look into the first use case format, that is brief. The definition of brief is, it is nothing but a one paragraph which shows only the main success scenario. Main success scenario will inform only the existing way, not the alternating way. Existing way, main success scenario is also called as happy path scenario or basic flow. Here we have considered an example, process sale, which is the use case of the next gen POS system. The process sale use case is described in one paragraph. A customer arrives at the checkout with items to purchase. The cashier uses the POS system to record each purchased item, that is the computer. The system presents the running total and line item. For each item, our system will generate the subtotal, right? Similar to our supermarket bill. The customer enters the payment information. Finally, at the end, the customer will enter the payment information that will be validated by the system and it will be recorded. Finally, after successful payment, our system will update the inventory as well as the accounting. The customer receives the receipt from the system and then leaves with the item. So here the process sale is explained in only one paragraph. Here we haven't considered about any failure scenarios. failure scenarios in the sense we assume that our system is good enough to handle the item identifier and it is presenting the running total, and the customer is entering the payment information without any fault, it is considered as main success scenario. Now let us look into the second format, casual. It can contain both successful scenario as well as failure scenario. Here I have given an example of handle written. That is the second use case of next gen POS system. Handle written is nothing but if you have purchased some item in the shopping store, if you are not satisfied with the shopping, if you are not satisfied with the product, will return the product to the shop, right? So the system should be able to handle the return items also. So the main success scenario here is a customer arrives at the checkout with the items to return, with the purchased item which is not satisfied for him. He is coming at the checkout and with the items to return. The cashier uses the same POS system to record the each returned item by scanning the same item identifier. So our inventory will be updated. So this is the main success scenario of handle returns. The alternate scenario is if the customer is paid by credit. That is means the alternate extension or extension. Alternate scenario is also called as extension. If the customer paid by credit, then the reimbursement transaction through their credit is not possible. So we have to inform the customer and we need to pay the refund amount with only the cash. Assume he want to return some item, but at the time of recording the item identifier, it is not found in the system. How to manipulate the situation? If the item identifier is not found in the system, then notify the cashier and suggest a manual entry of the item identifier. So these are all the possible scenarios. Main success scenarios will assume that all the steps are happening in a right way with no failure. Alternate scenario or extension scenario or failure scenario will look for multiple possibilities. If the situation like this, how to handle it? The solution should also be given. If the customer's pay by credit is a problem, then how to rectify it? We have to pay them with the cash. If the item identifier is not found in the system, is a problem. How to rectify it? We have to suggest a manual entry of the identifier code. So these are the two use case formats we have seen. One is brief, another one is casual. Brief will have only one main success scenario. Casual will have both main success scenario as well as alternate scenario. The final one is fully dressed use case format. Fully dressed use case format. In fully dressed use case format, all the steps are written in very detailed manner, and this slide shows a template for fully dressed use case. First one is use case name, which should start with the verb. Second one is scope, system under design. If we are going to write a fully dressed use case for process sale, means our scope is next gen POS system. We have to mention the system what we are designing. Then the level can be of user goal level and sub function level. User goal level means describe the scenarios to fulfill the goals of a primary actor. And then sub function level means the sub steps that are required to support the user goal. So in general we can say that user goal level is the primary functionality of the system under design. So in case of POS system, the process sale is a user goal level, and handle return, analyze sales activities are the sub function levels, and payment is also comes under sub function level. So the user goal level is the main functionality, that is it will fulfill the goals of the system or fulfill the goals of the primary actor. Sub function level will support to achieve the user goal. Then primary actor. The primary actor will be used in use case diagram. In this format, we just need to mention who are all involved in using the system. So primary actor is nothing but who calls on the system to deliver its services. For example, consider an ATM transaction. We can have a use case name withdraw cash. In withdraw cash, who can be the primary actor? Either the customer or the bank. we have to mention the customer, because customer is the one who initiate the service, who calls the system, who call the ATM system on withdrawing the cash. Only if there is a customer need to withdraw a cash, then only the bank will be involved. So the customer is the primary actor here. Primary actor is nothing but who will call the system to deliver the system services. Then stakeholders and the interest. Who are all stakeholders? Who are all involved in the process or who care about the use cases are the stakeholders. And we have to mention their interest also. What do they want? What is their need? We have to mention both the things in step number 5. Then the next two steps are precondition and success guarantee. Success guarantee can also be renamed as post condition. Precondition is nothing but what must be true on start and worth telling the reader. Consider the same ATM transaction example. What must be true on start? We should have an ATM machine and we should have a fund, which must be true. If it is true means then we can withdraw cash. If there is no ATM machine, we can't. And if there is no fund in the ATM machine also, we can't have transaction. So the precondition is what must be true on start. Success guarantee is nothing but post condition. What must be true on successful completion. In case of ATM transaction, the success guarantees the customer have taken the required amount. That is nothing but the main objective. So what must be true on successful completion and worth telling the reader. And the next one is main success scenario and then extensions. This we have seen already in casual. Main success scenario is also called as happy path scenario. Extension can represent alternate scenarios which could involve both success as well as failure scenarios in this format. Then special requirements. We can mention other non-functional requirements such as performance, reusability, reliability, security, safety. All other types of non-functional requirements can be specified under special requirements. Remember, main success scenario and extensions, it should focus only on the functional requirements. Special requirements focuses on non-functional requirements. The last three things are technology and data variation list. So what are the various IO methods and data formats it is involved in the transaction, involved in the process. Then frequency of occurrence, how frequently it will happen can be mentioned. Miscellaneous, if there is any open issues to be considered apart from the previous mentioned part, then we can mention it under miscellaneous.